A slow breath slipped past my lips as strong hands lifted me steady, sure the room shifting around me. My back hit something soft abed, the air thick with unspoken weight. A voice cut through low, unreadable, hanging heavy in the quiet of the Boston townhouse. A pause followed, charged, pulling me deeper into the moment. Then everything broke open. My body burned restless alive with a hunger I couldn't shake. My fingers grazed the thin silk of my robe, teasing, savoring the stillness of the night. It wasn't enough. I craved more, something to fill the ache clawing inside. The house was silent. No one to hear, no one to interrupt. My phone buzzed on the nightstand, jarring me, pulling a sigh as I reached for it, ready to dismiss some late-night distraction. Then I saw his name, my daughter's husband, Mark. "We're nearby. Mind if we swing by for a drink?" Not just him. They. I sat up, pulse unsteady, rereading the text. Late-night guests weren't on my mind, especially not them. I wasn't dressed for company, barely covered, not in the mood for small talk. I started to ignore it, but another text lit up. "Come on, don't be bored. We won't stay long." I exhaled slow. Bored. He always knew how to needle me. "Fine," I typed. "One drink." 15 minutes later, I stood in the kitchen, hand curled around a glass of wine, the Boston skyline dim through the window. A knock came. I opened the door and something shifted, sharp, undeniable. Mark smiled, his eyes catching mine, lingering too long, seeing too much. His friends stood behind him, their presence heavier than it should have been, filling the room. They stepped inside, too confident, too at ease, and I knew this wasn't just a visit. I should have told them to leave. I didn't. I shut the door and the night took over. I set the bottle on the table, fingers tight on my glass. Their voices hummed, but I wasn't listening, caught in the weight of their eyes. The air thickened, not just the summer heat, but them watching, unyielding. I poured my drink, slow, deliberate. Mark leaned back on the couch, easy, like he had nowhere else to be. "Didn't think you'd let us in," he said, swirling amber liquid in his glass. "Thought you'd send us somewhere else." I smirked, lifting my glass. Almost did. One of his friends, Luke, leaned in, eyes sharp, head tilted. "So why didn't you—" I met his gaze over the rim, didn't answer. Another friend, Ethan, smiled, quiet, steady. His eyes held mine, unblinking, like he already knew something. I exhaled, soft, testing. "Depends on the company." Luke grinned, bold. "What kind are we?" I should have laughed, brushed it off. I didn't. A hand brushed mine as I passed the bottle, lingering too long. I froze, then leaned into it, not pulling back. Mark's voice came lower, closer. "Just a drink, right?" His fingers tapped the glass, slow, deliberate, ice cracking softly. Nothing held back what came next. The wine warmed my veins, but it wasn't the only heat. Their presence pressed in, undeniable, their attention never wavering. I traced the rim of my glass, not for them, but for me to feel something solid under my touch. "You're quiet," Luke whispered, voice low, just for me. I tilted my head, a teasing smile tugging my lips. "Watching, aren't you?" He held my gaze. Didn't expect this from someone who let us in this late. My eyes flicked between them, feeling their focus heavy pulling. I wasn't scared. I let them look. "Maybe you don't know what to expect from me." Ethan hummed, approving from across the room. "Think we're finding out." The bottle slid across the table. Luke reached for it, his fingers grazing my thigh. Not accidental. I could have stopped it, let it break before it went further. Instead, I shifted, letting my legs part just enough. His breath didn't rush, but his lips curved, knowing. "Likes a little trouble," Ethan said, voice soft, sure. His hand slid higher, teasing under the hem of my robe, my pulse spiking. I didn't stop him. I leaned in and his lips met mine, once warm, the taste of wine lingering. I tilted my chin lips, parting an invitation. The restraint snapped. His kiss deepened, urgent, unbridled, his hand tightening on my thigh. My fingers curled into his shirt, pulling him closer, giving him what he wanted. Another presence shifted beside me, the air thick with their nearness. I felt Ethan's gaze heavy, watching, and it lit me up. The warmth of Luke's kiss lingered as Ethan moved closer, cautious. His lips brushed the curve of my neck, lingering, testing, sending a shiver down my spine. A whisper, warm, expectant, coiled through me. Strong hands slid along my sides, deliberate, light but sure. Fingers traced my waist, exploring, silent, making my stomach tighten. My breath caught body alive to every shift around me. Another touch lower, faint on my thigh, testing the distance. A question hung in its wake, my answer clear. Mark's voice came low, amused, near my ear. "Told you she'd like this." My body answered, breath quickening as I leaned into them, drawn to their weight. Luke's lips traced my shoulder, slow, teasing, a ripple running through me. Ethan's fingers followed, mapping warmth, tension. My hands found one of them, Mark, maybe his muscles tensing under my touch. Something shifted, no hesitation, no doubt. I was surrounded, instinct taking over, their looks carrying an unspoken deal. Their hands explored, learning, the moment unfolding, seamless, consuming. The couch faded, strong hands guiding me upward, my body following without thought. A softer surface met my back, a bed, the shift barely registering. My breath slipped out, pulse hammering as they closed in. No barriers now. The bed barely settled before their warmth surrounded me, pulling me deeper. Lips met mine, soft at first, then sure, a silent conversation in every move. Fingers loosened my robe, sliding it aside with measured intent. The silk slipped away, grazing my skin, my breath catching as it fell. A shiver ran through me, anticipation threading every inch. A whisper brushed my ear, low, smooth, undeniable. Better than I imagined. Heat surged, their hands mapping my body, reverent, careful. My fingers twisted in the sheets as their touch deepened, seamless, like they'd always known me this way. Hands pressed my waist, anchoring me in the rising intensity. A slow inhale, a controlled exhale, then heat flooded me, deliberate, consuming. My senses sharpened, their rhythm steady, every move flowing into the next. Lips found mine again, catching quiet sounds between us. A hand tilted my chin, a thumb grazing my lip, an unspoken invitation. I answered, deepening the connection, letting the warmth build. Fingers wove through my hair, pulling me closer, breaths blending. The energy between us melded, instinctive, effortless. One lingered, letting the moment settle, then eased back, the warmth still pulsing. Before I could catch my breath, another took over, their touch different but sure, setting a new rhythm. They savored each second, deliberate, a low sound escaping as I surrendered to the shift. The bed moved beneath us, the air thick with their warmth, their motion. A presence leaned in, breath teasing my ear, words soft, certain. We're just getting started. Fingers traced my arm, steadying me, a deeper kiss, setting a new pace, pulling me further in. I let them guide me, their movements aligned, each transition smooth, consuming. Hands slid lower, patient, mapping my curves with quiet reverence. A mouth traced my shoulder, lingering, sending a shiver through me. Everything aligned, inevitable, like it was always meant to be. The momentum built, pulling me higher, deeper. A choked breath caught in my throat as hands traced my shape, the connection deepening. Lips moved lower, teasing, ensuring every nuance hit. A satisfied whisper filled the air, the intensity cresting. My body answered, drawn into every touch, every wave. The moment stretched, consuming until I let go completely. Waves crashed through me, my body in sync with their rhythm, the warmth lingering, relentless. I collapsed onto the sheets, chest heaving, breath uneven, body humming with what we'd shared. Their touches lingered, lazy, indulgent, not ready to let go. Fingers traced my hip, drawing delicate patterns, etching the moment into memory. A mouth pressed a warm kiss to my shoulder, a presence steady beside me. A voice, soft teasing, whispered near my ear. "Think that's enough for tonight. Most wouldn't believe this could happen. If it was you, would you stop or let it run? Be honest, would you walk away or stay? Maybe push further. Tell me in the comments. I'll read. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more. Thanks for watching."